Hello everyone! In this video, we will continue to examine topic 5.4, the magnetic effects of electric currents, and in particular, we will unpack the Bainbridge mass spectrometer. Before we do that though, I just want to point out that after the section in which the motion of charged particles in magnetic fields was introduced, there are a number of really important worked examples to go through, and I would really encourage you to do so before moving on, because having a good, solid understanding of what is going on here will help you tremendously in unpacking this last final application. So, a Bainbridge mass spectrometer is an instrument that is pretty important, and what it does is it measures the mass of individual nuclides. So it can help you tell the difference between, for example, carbon-12 with 6 protons and 6 neutrons, and carbon-14 with 6 protons and 8 neutrons. This is important because for a lot of different nuclides, their chemical properties are identical. So the chemical properties, that is the electronic and reactive properties of carbon-12 and carbon-14 are identical, and for many intents and purposes they act the same. But they do have slightly different masses, and as it turns out, undergo slightly different radioactive processes. But it can be important to sort of distinguish between them and to measure their mass. And we do that using a device called the Bainbridge mass spectrometer. It's an important tool, and we're going to go through sort of the basic structure, through different steps having to do with the Bainbridge mass spectrometer. But mostly it is important because if you understand the full workings of the Bainbridge mass spec, then you understand a lot of the material of this unit. So it is particularly excellent as an exemplar because the individual stages exhibit different aspects of our electricity and magnetism unit, topic 5, which is why it's common. It's why it's asked about and why it's important to know. It is an important instrument, but I will say that most modern mass specs don't necessarily work like this. But some do, and it can be super useful to view it as an application. So in the next video, I will go through the individual components of the mass spec. This was just an introduction.